In this video, I want to start talking about the Black-Scholes model. Black-Scholes model is a pretty important model in finance. It's probably the biggest innovation since basically the idea of using present values and calculating present values of cash flows to find a price of financial asset. It's a really important model. The model itself is not used so much in practical settings today, and the reason is people have made modification to the Black-Scholes model to make it better. Okay, I'm going to cover the Black-Scholes model because it's the easiest one. It is already a pretty heavy model. It's already a pretty confusing model and pretty difficult model. We're not going to cover everything on it either because it would involve you having access or knowing calculus, right, and having maybe slightly higher level of statistical knowledge or statistic knowledge. So I can't really explain all the detail about it, but we're going to do what we can, and you're just going to have to trust me sometimes because I'm just going to wave over some details of the model. Okay, so let's do this. I say chapter 19 here, but this is not covered in the textbook. This is just something that I've added here, and I'm going to try to give you extra things that you can look up and hopefully use to learn about the Black-Scholes models. But as I said, it's a little bit difficult given that we don't have the mathematical knowledge necessarily to derive the whole thing, right? So I'm more looking at applications and how can we use it even if we don't necessarily understand how to derive it. Okay, so the Black-Scholes option pricing model is just a model to calculate the price of an option, a call option, but because of the put-call parity condition, we can also use it to calculate the price of a put option. We would have to use a slightly different put-call parity condition that use continuous compounding. I'm going to introduce continuous compounding in this part of the chapter. There are a lot of assumptions in the Black-Scholes models, and I'm simplifying a lot of them here too. But one of the assumptions is that we have a European style option. I did not cover the difference between European, American, Bermuda, so on and so forth style option, but it's basically all related to when can you exercise the option. With a European style option, you can only exercise the option at maturity. So when the option contract matures, you choose at that time, do you want to use your option or do you not use the option? And you don't have the option to exercise the option any time before that. With an American style option, you would be able to exercise the option at any point in time until maturity. Okay, so Black-Scholes models for European style options. We will assume that the risk-free rate is constant and doesn't change over time. This is obviously false, right? The risk-free rate does change over time sometime. We will also assume that we have constant volatility. So the volatility of the underlying, right? The standard deviation of return on the underlying is constant. It doesn't constantly change over time, which is also probably not true. We will also assume that we'll use this for option on, we don't have to use this for option on shares, but if you use this for option on shares, we're going to assume that the underlying stock does not pay dividends. Okay, some of these options can be removed, right? But then you're moving away, you're moving towards a more complicated model again. So again, this is just meant to be an introduction. If you like the subject of options, if you want to work with options more, this is a really important model. So that's why I introduce it here. And I do recommend getting, if you don't already have them, getting like slightly upgraded math skills in order to be able to understand this whole model and also see models where some of these assumptions are removed. This is basically what I say here, right, that some people do use modified version of this model that removes some of these assumptions, but then they just become more complicated. Okay, and I put a warning here. I think this will look scary for a lot of students. It is just an equation though, so just a little bit like when we did the PV of the CCA tax shield. If you learn if you can learn this equation and how to use it, it will just be a long and scary equation, but using it is actually relatively straightforward. Okay, so just make sure you write down the equation correctly and you can put the numbers in it correctly. Okay, I think I will stop there because before going forward, I want to talk a little bit about continuously compounded interest, and I'll do that in the next video.